Hey guys, welcome back. I am so happy that you're joining me for this video today. If you are new here, my name is Rebecca and I share with you weekly planning content. So if that is something that you want to see more of, I really hope that you would consider subscribing and sticking around. Okay, you guys, so I have spent the last probably hour sitting here in front of my desk and I have an initial setup for my 2022 planning system. So if that is something that you want to see, please stick around. Okay, so I have just been thinking about my 2022 planning system for a while now, and I really have fallen in love with the Wonderland 222 book-bound planner. So that is what I'm going to use in 2022. But this system is relatively new to me. I started using it in May and I have played around with certain things in the planner, and I have created, let me show you. Should have marked it. So I have created kind of like a skeleton of an idea of what I want my 2022 setup to be. My goal for 2022 is to have everything in one place. So I really don't want to be using two different planners. I will have a planner and a notebook, but I have set them up, or at least I hope that I'm able to set them up in a way that will just work as one whole planner. So let me share with you the process, and I hope that this will help someone who is probably setting up a book-bound planner or setting up a Wonderland 222 planner for 2022. Okay. So first of all, what I did is I sat down with my current planner and I just sketched out the sections that I want to track in 2022, the parts of my life that I want to make sure that I have in this planner, and just brainstormed. So what I did was, I know already how the planner is divided, and I have shared detailed flips of this planner, so I will link a couple of those videos below in case you're new. But I do know how I'm going to use the weekly sections, the monthly section, and the all the trackers, which I'll share when I'm flipping through my initial setup. But then I wanted to really be intentional with the way that I'm going to use the notes pages. So this planner has a good amount of notes pages in the back. They're called dailies because it has a section to write the date and it has hours here, but there's not enough if you want a daily plan every day. So what I came up with, again, this is just the initial rough draft. Just grab a piece of paper and brain dump what you want to use the planner for, what sections you want to track, and things that are important to you in your life. So for me, one of the things that I want to make sure that I have in this planner is my finance section. So it doesn't have to be an overly complicated section. I just want to have a bill tracker, and I want to have the plan for paying off our debt. Then I want to have a family section. And in that family section, the biggest chunk of my life regarding family right now, and my biggest obligation to my family, is to be a homeschool teacher to our two boys. So I knew that I wanted to have a section for homeschooling, and then I wanted to add something to help me with some fun ideas for breakfast and for snack and for lunch, because for dinner we do have a meal delivery service, and I don't really need to plan for dinner, but I do want to make sure that I spice things up for the boys and not always give them quesadillas or sandwiches. So just like a brain dump idea of things that I want, some fun things, you know, kind of like Pinterest inspired meals. So I wanted to add that. I didn't write it here, but I might have written it somewhere else, or maybe just mental note. And then some home projects that I wanna tackle. These things are actually things that I used to have in my ring planner setup, which I found that I missed here. So I made sure that when I was brainstorming this, I incorporated that. And then we have also, I also want to track certain things regarding my Eat, Pray, Plan social media accounts. And I want to have a couple of collections. So this is my initial brain dump page. And then what I did this morning is I actually grabbed this page, and here I already have my notebook that I'm gonna use and the planner that I'm gonna use. So next is the kind of like pre-planning, setting up the notebooks and the planner. So what you're gonna need is obviously your planner and your notebook if you're gonna use a notebook. And then I have here some sticky notes. I printed out some really cute sticky notes from Sterling ink, and you'll see how I use them in here. And then some page flags. These are just regular paper page flags, and these are transparent page flags. And then 2 pens. I have the unit pen for the transparent, and then my regular pen for the regular page flags. So I am not writing anything directly on my planner yet. This is just a pre-planning of my system. So this is what I used. And then, oh, something else. Because I want to streamline my planning system, and I've been working on that for the entirety of this year actually, and I want to keep going for 2022, I already know the covers that I'm going to use. So I also know that to keep my plannings fun, I do need to switch out covers. Kind of like I've said it before, like I switch out my purses. Sometimes it's on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, the month, depending on what I'm wearing. So this is kind of what I'm doing with my covers. So I have 3 covers here. I have a B6 Giglio Appunto in the croc black cover, and then I have another Giglio. This is the Lotus in the Epoca leather, and then I have a custom VDS Stardust cover. So I have my three covers here, and the reason why is because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't too chunky when I put both notebooks together. So I'm gonna show you that right now. So I have the Giglio cover is bigger than the VDS cover. So the way that I'm gonna use the planner is like this, the notebooks and the planner together. I'm gonna slide one in here, and then I'm gonna slide the notebook in the back, because the notebook is kind of gonna be like my overflow for dailies. So then I just close it and make sure that, you know, it's not too chunky. It doesn't feel too like big in my hand. And also, if I do want to take it out, that it's not super heavy. And I did do a comparison because I only have here the notebook. The planner here. I did do a comparison and it's not that much heavier. So I think that this will work. So that's how it fits in case you're looking for a Giglio cover. This is how it fits in here, how it looks. I'm gonna have top tabs and maybe just a couple of side tabs, but not like monthlies, so it's not a big deal. The pen fits perfect right there. Okay, so I tried that one out. Again, this is all part of the setting up because I wanted to have also covers that would work. And then here's the smallest one. Here's the comparison between the Giglio, and this is a custom, it's a personal D-ringed, so it is not true B6 size, so like for example for the Stalogy. So here I'm just going to put the notebook in the back and the planner in the front like I did with the other one, and close it up. The reason why I like to use the vinyl covers is because I like to switch out the color of the cover. So here, for example, this, once I have it all set up and I decide what color I want to start off with in November, I'm gonna cover these and they'll be, they won't be black, they'll be a different color. So this is how it looks in the VDS Custom. You can see that it fits perfect also. Here's a couple of views, the bottom, and again, it is not big at all. If I were to choose between these two, I honestly like the way that this feels. It's just more compact, but you know, I love Gilio, so I gotta work with the dimensions that they give. Okay, so now that I've tested out my covers, let me show you a quick flip of my initial setup. Okay, so I'm gonna be using the weekly planner and the half notebook. So this notebook, it has 188 pages, 189 pages. They do sell one that is a little bit thicker, but I went with the half one because I knew that I might end up using them together, so I didn't want it to be too big. Okay, so this is what I did. So I opened it up, and in the index of my new planner, I wrote down with my brainstorming here, I wrote down the sections. Okay, so I had this open with this page, and I just started, you know, going through this planner and writing down what I'm gonna use each section for. So as far as the index goes, I think I'm still gonna just use sticky notes for kind of like the table of content. And then I've never used a key, but what I wrote here is for the key, I'm gonna try and keep it cohesive and just do monthly themes. So what I'm thinking of doing is having a sticker that says January and a cute little sticker with that theme. Right now, I am currently obsessed with Sterling ink, as you can see. So I think that I am going to just use her monthly releases. And that is just a way to use stickers to know that I'm gonna be switching it up every month, but still keeping it cohesive, because that is something that I really love about Catherine and her shop, is that everything just kind of blends in together and it's unique, and at the same time, you know, it's not the same exact thing. So I think that that's what I'm gonna do. So January, a sticker to describe the theme of the monthlies in the planner. And then the index, like I said, I'm gonna keep this here, kind of like a table of content in with the sticky notes. And then here, I will just write down any important events, appointments, or information that I want to refer to. I did not use an index this year, but I will go on Pinterest and just YouTube and just see a couple of more ideas on how to use an index. If you are a longtime index user, please give me some tips, because honestly, I don't know. I was just thinking of writing down, you know, doctor appointment, if it's like a once a year doctor, if something happened, and the page number. But again, I don't know. Okay, so then that is, I talked to you about the key, the index, and then here we have the 4-year spread, and I'm just going to mark it with a sticker once the month has passed. Here, I am still going to use it the same way, which is to track my Bible reading. Same way, which is to track my wellness. And I'm going to add important information regarding my family's wellness. Same way, tracking the routines. And then we come to the monthly, same way, running to-do list, important appointments or events. And then if I have a box empty, I will just add a memory. So at the end of the month, every single box will be filled out. And this is where I'm going to do the theme. So once I choose the theme for November, once I see what Sterling Ink has released, for example, I will just add stickers, and then the theme throughout the whole month of November will be the same. Okay, so the weeklies, I'm going to use them the same. And then here, the November review and the other month, the December overview, will be exactly the same. I have shared how I use them on Instagram, and I have shared also in the community section of YouTube, so you can see those posts, but it's going to be the same. Okay, so here's where we start with the actual like pre-planning, which, you know, took me a minute. Okay, so again, initial pre-planning, I will make several videos, and just walk you through my process. And the first thing, the bill trackers. So I am gonna use a vellum here to divide the section. And here I'm gonna do a bill tracking layout. So this will be my home life. Then I'm gonna have the debt payment tracker here, family wish list after the debt payment tracker and the bills, so I know that I am making responsible purchases. So a wish list here for birthdays, Christmas, and just, you know, what we want. And then here I'm gonna have the meal and ideas for snacks. So I just chose one page because I don't need that much. Again, this was one of the parts that was a little bit nerve-wracking for me, just because once I decide how many pages, I can't change it up. But I didn't think that I would need much for that. And then just the home page list, which is gonna be just a running to-do list. And then I will just break down that project once I decide to tackle it. Okay, and then here we get to the homeschool section. So here, another vellum to divide. And then I'm gonna do a quarterly overview for just a year at a glance of our homeschool activities. So then that way when I'm out and I have, you know, to reference to that, I won't have my big homeschool planner. So my A5 is always at home, but I will have just like a map of the activities that we have going on, Q2, Q3, and Q4. And then here we get into my social media section. So again, I'm gonna divide it with a vellum. And then I have sectioned out 12 pages because I'm gonna use one per month to track my YouTube videos, to track my revenue for that month, and to track the steps that I need to do in order to be able to publish a video. So that's how I've been you know, social media planning. I don't really pre-plan much. I do have a certain set of ideas, but then I like to post when I'm inspired, when like inspiration hits, because I feel that those are more organic. And then same thing with the videos. I mean, I did not have a plan to film this video, but I was sitting here and doing this, and I'm like, you know, this video might help someone. So I just filmed it, and I would write it down once it's published. So again, just a list of ideas and notes regarding social media. And then dailies. So here is where I started counting for my dailies. And let me show you how I've been using, this is how I've been daily planning lately, and I really, really like it. Okay, so this is how I've been daily planning, and I was inspired by Andrea from Straight Plans on Instagram, and she just, you know, divided the page, and then it was a running to-do list. So I have divided with a sticker the big task, and then into little tasks, big task, little tasks. So that's how I'm gonna keep daily planning, but that's how I like divided my daily section, and how I ended up starting dailies here on page 255 of my planner. So I just went and I did it does start in November, so I counted, you know, for the first week of November, 1, so week 2 is this, week 3 like this, and so on. Again, this is not the most like sophisticated way of dividing or like sectioning, but I just, you know, first time prepping a book bound, so but that is what worked. So I did that, and I made sure that I had 52 weeks. So I think that here I ended up with, I want to say maybe like 10 weeks. So then I knew that I had to then jump into the half notebook, which is why I purchased it. So then I kept going here and just, you know, counting the weeks. And I was able to fit in the 52 weeks. And then I had maybe like 6 pages at the back for just notes or anything extra. If I did decide to daily plan, every single week of the year. But if I'm being honest, daily planning is not something that I do every single week of the year. During the summer, I don't really daily plan, so that's a couple of months there. So I know that I'm gonna have enough room for everything that I want, including a couple of collections. So I'm hoping to be able to add a couple of collections in here, like personal collections, like books I want to read or books that I've read in the year, inspiration. But if I'm not able to fit that in here, I would just add it to my journal. So yeah, this is the initial, setup for my 2022 planner. I hope it made sense. I hope I was able to share some useful information. If you have any questions, please ask below or contact me on Instagram via DM. I would be happy to share, and I hope that this little, series of videos that I'm going to be sharing with you will help you set up your planner if you are starting a new planner soon. Okay, you guys, well, this is it for me. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. Thanks again for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys. Take care.